Hello YouTube amigos, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. Finally home after a huge tour in Europe and also a quick trip up to central Queensland on the weekend. Now got about 3 weeks in Sydney to dig in the garden, practice the guitar and show you guys whatever I can think to share. Today the concept is noodling versus practicing. Both of those are important. Both of those are things I do a lot. Both of those are things I invite you to do, but I think it's important to define the word noodling and the word practicing and be conscious when you're playing of which one you're doing, because it can be possible to do too much of one and not the other. Firstly, what is noodling? You might not have heard of that. Noodling in a guitar term is essentially just kind of faffing about, fiddling about without really playing anything of progress. Now, I'm not saying that's bad in any way. It's a kind of subconscious kind of playing and a kind of jamming. So you might just, when I noodle, I love to play a bit of blues. And there's nothing wrong at all with noodling. It's great, and that's how we express ourselves on the instrument. That's how we calm our mind. That's how we kind of play the things that are in our long-term memory. The reason I want to bring it to your attention, though, is because it's possible to do too much noodling and not enough practicing, where I'm defining practicing as a conscious, active effort to improve your playing. With noodling, it's so easy and so common and something I see all the time. You might see someone that picks up their guitar and practices for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 hour, which is what I'm always telling you to do, just pick up and have a little practice session. But sometimes someone will pick up their guitar and have a practice session and just noodle for 10 minutes. So just... And as I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you spend 10 minutes... The thing about noodling that I'm highlighting for you is that you tend to be playing things you're already quite fluent at playing, things that you've played a lot, that you really enjoy playing, that are really easy for you to play. Practicing tends to be slower, harder, a bit more difficult, and of course can yield amazing benefits of actual direct measurable progress, where noodling can easily lead to what we call as players the dreaded plateau, which is where even though you're putting your time in on your instrument, you seem not to be going anywhere. Happens to everybody. The only good thing about, when you're in a plateau, and I've been playing for long enough now to know that you just keep going, and eventually the opposite of a plateau, and what happens after a while is some kind of quick kind of elevator ride where you might take a couple of days off playing and then pick up your guitar and you've gotten quite a lot better. So that can happen as well. So plateaus have the counterbalance of these kind of rapid escalations of understanding or skill. The two kind of seem to balance each other out. But what I have been doing lately and what I'm going to invite you to do and make some suggestions to you is to use your noodling to inform your practicing. Here's an example. Whenever I pick up my guitar, I go, yep, cool, I want to play a bit of guitar. One of the licks I play most is this. If you want to play along, it's pretty simple. It's nothing interesting, but I slid from the 5th fret of the D string to the 7th fret. So I did that slide, that's an A note. Then I played the 5th fret of the G string, that's a C, and just played that A note again. And I've noticed that a disproportionate amount of my noodling licks or my improvisational licks start with that, or some variation on that. I always seem to find myself sliding from that 5th to that 7th all too often. So I will then create a practice exercise specifically designed to counter that regular habit of mine. I might slide backwards from the 7th to the 5th. And I might say, cool, I'm going to do a little solo, always sliding backwards. That's cool. And I've never played that before. So I've gone like this. I've gone like this a million times, but I've never gone before. That is a simple example. Here's another one. I would say 99.999% of times when I go to strum a chord, I do a down strum. Let's play a C major chord. Down strum. It's very natural. It's very common. It's how we're taught. It's generally what you do. So I go, okay, let's do up strum. Now, I've also done plenty of up strums in my guitar career, but unless I'm trying to play a bit of reggae, which is deceptively hard, I would like to add, it's pretty rare that you would play. So let's do a little lick just with upstrokes. So that's C major twice, G major twice, D major twice, G. And I'm kind of doing it, I'm using like my thumbnail to get a bit of a twangy sound. See, I'm raking it there. Now, I'm not saying that that little chord thing is particularly interesting or useful. What I'm saying is that I've never played it before, even though it's C, G, and D chords, very common. By identifying that my noodling was always doing a downstroke, I've deliberately countered that by doing something with upstrokes, and as a result, I've played something I've never played before. So now I'm inviting you to pick up your guitar, have a little noodle, and I will bet you my bottom dollar that there's stuff that you play all the time, pretty much every time you ever pick up the guitar. You go, what is that stuff? Okay, am I playing on one string? Let's play on all the strings. Am I only playing chords? Let's play some lead stuff. Do I only play lead? Let's play some chords. Do I always play fast? Let's play slow. Have a noodle, identify some of your patterns and habits, and then create a very simple practice exercise that works down that new path that you've identified for yourself, and I hope it leads to some progress. Thank you for watching. See you next time.